Yes, inexpensive protein, however you're trying to get it, whether you're sugar-free, keto, even carnivore. And this is what I call a rescue food. So I've been sugar-free since 2008, and I've been keto since about 2014, 2012, and I have gone carnivore, and now I am close to carnivore. And so I'm talking to you about rescue proteins, inexpensive protein that you can add to your nutrition plan. Most important thing about this though is what I call a rescue food. If you get too hungry, I'll give you an example. 2 days ago, I was working on a song. I'm learning ukulele and guitar, and I was so excited that I stayed and I kept playing and playing and playing, and I went past the lunch hour and I ended up getting too hungry. So I was ravenous, really starving. And that's when I get in real trouble. I am a long-term sugar addict in recovery. And if I don't have a rescue food, something healthy and healthy protein with healthy fats that I can eat right away, I am at risk for reaching for a carbohydrate and making myself feel just awful. So my rescue food, one of them is the bumblebee pink salmon, wild caught pink salmon, sustainably raised. It's got the mark certified sustainable seafood in the can. And the most important thing is I saw it on sale for $1.40 today. It usually costs about $2 a can. So this is a $2 rescue meal. And I was listening to the Tim Ferriss podcast the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about putting a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of, I'm not sure if he used butter, a little bit of fat and a little bit of vinegar in it. And I find that it makes it taste really good. It doesn't really need any salt or seasoning. It tastes pretty salty when it comes in the can. So I'm just going to show you what I do for the rescue food. Oh, the other rescue food is chub mackerel. And I have a confession to make. I have not tried this yet, but I'm making this video and I'm going to do these lives Freedom Friday, every Friday. I am challenging myself to eat this chub mackerel before Friday so I can report to you on how it tastes. This is very, very mild. It's packed in water. Here we go. Just going to open it up. And I'm going to warm it up. I find it tastes better a little bit warm. Certainly you could eat it cold. And so I have a little dish here. You could leave the liquid in. It's just in water, but I'm going to go ahead and pour off the water. And I will give this to my cat, which is really, really good for her, good for me, good for the cat. And into the pan goes the tuna with a little bit of liquid for our rescue food. And then it's so easy. Just going to add some butter, that healthy fat. I am more keto than just sugar-free, so adding a little bit of fat. So Dr. Robert Sywis, MD, that's my mentor that I follow, and also Dr. Georgia Eid. My family has a history of mental health issues. We won't go into that too much. We don't want to go into a sensitive topic. But I definitely deal with seasonal depression, and I find that keeping it keto keeps me sane and keeps me being nice to my family. So I do add some butter, and then the last thing I'm going to add is just some apple cider vinegar. This is the Kirkland's apple cider vinegar. This will really save you some money. It costs under $4 a bottle, even here in California. And the Bragg's can be much more expensive than this. I've seen it twice as expensive. So this is a nice big 32 fluid ounce. That's 1 quart, right? That is a quart of Kirkland apple cider vinegar for less than $4. So that's another way that you can save money. My butter is Simply Go butter from Grocery Outlet. We have them here in California. I love Grocery Outlet. I wish them success. I've heard that they may be closing some stores. Boy, I'd really love to see them to succeed because Grocery Outlet saves us a lot of money. If you've got one near you, a Grocery Outlet, and I'm not getting sponsored for this. If you have a Grocery Outlet near you, please, you owe it to yourself, especially if you're doing any kind of diet where you need to add more protein. Oh my goodness, they have got great prices on protein foods that are appropriate for sugar-free or keto or even carnivore eating strategy. And so I just warm that up on the stove, mix it up a little bit, and it's actually really simple and really satisfying. So I'm going to set that aside because I want to talk about one more thing live today, and that is When I got in trouble with my eating and with my weight gain was during, I had a geriatric pregnancy. Oh boy. Geriatric pregnancy is when you're pregnant at 35 or older. And I had some problems. I ended up getting preeclampsia, and it's actually pretty dangerous. It's issues with blood pressure. You get really swollen. My feet swelled, my hands swelled, and my face. I acquired carpal tunnel syndrome because the swelling in my hands was causing great pain. And at any rate, the biggest problem was, oh, it's serious in terms of your health, risks to the baby. But what happens, and what I didn't realize until this year, because this happened to me in 2001. Back in 2001, if you had PIH, pregnancy-induced hypertension, or you had preeclampsia, they figured if your blood pressure normalized after delivery, they didn't keep checking you. Now the protocol, I missed it, is that they're supposed to keep an eye on your blood pressure and your endothelial and vascular damage until you're 50 years old. Well, I'm 61, going on 62 now, so I guess I slid by that one. But what I didn't realize is that I had to lose, I became obese and the fat, and it didn't come off. No matter what I did, I couldn't lose the weight. And that was because of the vascular damage and the endothelial damage, and also the insulin resistance and the inflammation that lasted from the preeclampsia that I had when I was pregnant. At any rate, the way I finally got healthy is I started doing turbulence training, and I started sugar freedom. Turbulence training is high intensity interval training, but it's also high intensity resistance training. And it turns out that that is the gold standard for undoing vascular damage. And I'm going to tell you how. Nitric oxide. It is the production of nitric oxide in the veins, in the body, that reduces inflammation, relaxes the veins, and just brings that wonderful body, brings the endothelium back to health. And the kind of exercise that does that is high intensity resistance training or resistance-based interval training. Now, I like RBIT better because that's RBIT. High intensity resistance training spells hurt. And it really doesn't have to hurt, and we don't want you to hurt yourself. So I've been doing that for many years, and now I understand that it was the high intensity resistance training that was healing my endothelium, it was healing my insulin sensitivity, it was healing my inflammation, and it was giving me the well-being and good feelings that allowed me to start substituting the garbage food that I was eating, because I was a carbohydrate addict. Thank you, Dr. Robert Siwas. And allowed me to replace the foods that weren't working for me. Because Dr. Siwas says it isn't just about, quitting the sugar and quitting the carbs. It's also about finding the things in your life to replace them so you don't keep craving them. So that's two things. Have rescue foods like wild-caught pink salmon in the can, and also have the things that you love to do that replace the pleasure that you used to be getting, or that I used to be getting, from things like sugar and cigarettes and Chardonnay. So inexpensive way to get protein in, healthy for you, prevent cravings. Don't fight them, don't resist them, refrain from them, and then replace them with sensible food that's not too expensive and that satisfies you, and replace them with doing things that you love. So that is my Freedom Friday tip. Rescue protein, and a little bit of news about long-term recovery from preeclampsia for all of us geriatric moms out there, or mothers who were 35 and older. You don't have to be 35 and older. Blood pressure issues, really important. Many people are dealing with blood pressure issues, and doing high intensity interval training or doing resistance-based interval training can help you to produce that nitric oxide that relaxes those veins and helps to heal that endothelium, and that helps your blood pressure. All right, until next Freedom Friday, I'm Catherine Gordon. Be well and eat for yourself. That's what I have to say.